Alright, hello comics people. Ako si Mel Kasipit and welcome to Indie Comics Podcast. I'm pleased to announce our official collaboration with the Philippine International Comics Festival 2025 happening on July 5 and 6 from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Megatrade Hall 2 SM Mega Mall. As part of this partnership, we'll be conducting special interview series featuring creators launching new titles at Pikoff. Yan, these interviews will be available on this podcast dito sa Facebook namin as live stream at it will also be available sa YouTube channel ng Indie Comics Podcast. So for today, ang i-interviewin natin ay si Sir Henry Gonzalez ng Angel Lagordia Comics. Hello sir, welcome to the show.
Yes, Mel. Good morning. Maraming salamat
Yan.
sa pag-invite. Yes, thank
Mm.
you.
And you're-
Good morning, everyone.
And welcome sir so to Indie Comics Podcast. So, i-share lang muna namin yung link ng live sir nasa Indie Comics Podcast sa Facebook page para mas maraming makanood. Ayan. So while we're sharing the link nung live stream, just to remind everyone na yung Indie Comics Podcast ay merong YouTube channel. Doon namin nilalagay lahat ng mga previous episodes simula nung nag-start kami. And also we also have Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and all your streaming or podcast platforms. Ayan. Okay. So Sir Henry, pwede niyo po ba kaming i-introduce dito sa Angel Lagordia Comics at also please introduce yourself kung ano yung background nyo sa pagiging comics creator.
Yes. Sige, Mel. Okay. Ayan. So, nagsimula yung Angel Lagordia. Basically, it's a dream come true because as they say, because maliit pa lang ako back no 1980s. Na-introduce talaga ako sa superhero when I was a little boy. Tapos yung aking nanay ay isang araw sabi sa amin, huwag kayo munang matulog dahil may kasunod na palabas yan. Hindi ko matandaan kung pagkatapos ng Itbulaga or what. At lumabas doon yung Super Friends. So doon ko nakilala si Batman at saka si Robin. Immediately sila agad eh. Tapos kumuha agad ako ng lapis at saka ng papel. Tapos nag-stick figures na ako ng Batman and Robin. So mula nung pagkabata ko, gusto ko na talagang, and in fact, kaya ako pumasok ng Fine Arts sa UP Diliman para gusto ko talagang maging comic book artist and writer, whichever was available, di ba? Yun lang, syempre, medyo pag pumasok ka na ng college, iba na yung mga, marami ka ng pinagkakapalang iba din. So, nakalimutan ko siya. Until many years later, nung pinanganak yung anak ko, and then nag-resign na ako sa aking trabaho noon, naisipan ko na bakit kaya, since kaka-resign ko lang ng trabaho, bakit kaya hindi ko balikan yung dream ko when I was a little boy? So, habang, oversee ako sa anak ko at kanyan, na 18 na ngayon, by the way. 18 sa August. Ganun nakatagal tong Angel Lagordia. Gumawa ko ng mga ideas for it. Tapos, pagkatapos kong mag-isip, hindi ako makabuo ng story. Nagkakape ako isang morning, napatingin ako sa taas ng refrigerator namin. And then nakita ko, alam mo naman mga Pilipino, di ba? Marami tayong figurines. Most of them regalo, ganyan, yung pusa na
Mga souvenir.
May dragon, Hero of the Dragon, ganyan. May mga anghel doon, ganyan. So nakita ko yung apat na yan, isang anghel, isang dragon. Yung Lucky Toad, at saka yung Lucky Cat. Tapos, ang nakita ko when I saw that, is isang military unit na ready na mag-go into yung kanilang mission. So biglang mula doon, and I've always been fascinated with angels ever since. I have this thing about guardian angels and all that. Kaya sabi ko, sige, isusulat ko to. And then it was like butter. Sabi yun ng mga when you have your idea down pat, dire-diretso na siya. Ayun. Tapos, pagkatapos ko siyang isulat, and then ginawa ko siyang, nag-drawing ako for the rest of the year. So, medyo isang taon ko noong 2007. Tapos, tinry ko siyang i-shop around sa mga publishing houses. And then, spoke with some friends. Unfortunately, wala. But at the time kasi wala akong pang-publish on my own. So, just the background pala sa akin. Nakalimutan ko sabihin. Ayan. So, ako ang head of creatives ng Brandworks as an advertising agency. So, I have been working 25 years in the advertising and marketing. And I have, of course, since college, like-minded individuals na friends and acquaintances who also love comics. And kaya once in a while, we would really go to comic cons. And I never really stopped collecting comic books. Hanggang yun na nga, last year, na-realize ko na parang, what if, ano ko kaya siya? I-market ko na kaya siya? Bisitahin ko ulit, tapos do some edits, and then I saw an opportunity sa Amazon, sa Kindle. And then, it was approved. Tapos yun, nandun na siyang available na rin siya. And then, sabi ko, what if I print hard copies? Kasi ang dami kong friends nagtatanong, wala bang hard copy? Kasi gusto namin ng yung mahawakan na tangible. So, nag-print muna ako ng mga people. Ganyan. And then, a few weeks or months yata, nakausap ko si Paolo. And then he asked if I wanted to sort of like join in. And then I said, why not? Kasi, di ba, it's been, since I was a boy noong 80s, yun na talaga yung pangarap ko. Kumbaga, na-sidetrack lang. Pero, ngayon na kaya ko na naman to get back into it, then I did.
Ayun. So, congratulations, Sir Henry, for publishing finally yung libro nyo na Anghel Lagordia. During the time na nagka-interest kayo sa comics, ano pa yun eh? Marami pang comics sa mga bangketa, sa mga newsstands. And then, fast forward ngayon, na sa mga bookstores na lang and conventions yung mga comics, and also online. So, ano yung expectation nyo, sir, dito sa inyong comics? Meron ba kayong expectation na makakabenta kayo ng mas marami since this is an international comics festival sa PICOF?
Well, to be honest, medyo mababa ang hindi naman talaga sobrang mataas yung expectations ko at the moment. It's just really getting my work out there for everyone else to see. If it gets appreciated, then very well and good. Pero ang goal ko for PICOF right now is really na maipakita yung mailabas yung Anghel Lagordia. And then we'll see from there kung ano ang kasunod niya.
Mga ilang pages po ito, sir, yung ang comics na ilalabas sa PICOF 2020?
Itong book ay 65 pages. There are about 3 chapters siya. So basically, it's langit, lupa, at impyerno. It works around that thread of storytelling. And that is from there, it also captures yung pagpapakilala sa yung personality ni Anghel Lagordia. With some action, of course, kasi syempre you have to. Yan ang hilig ko talaga. I'm really into yung mas ma-action, mas dynamic, and yun yung talagang kinalakihan genre.
Yan. So, tapos na po ito, sir, yung buong story ng Anghel Lagordia. Tapos niya siya doon sa 3 chapters, or you are planning to expand this into a series?
Oh, I am planning to expand it to a series. I actually already have created a 10-pager, yung mga missions nila when they were back home, yung sa kanilang pinanggalingan, these characters. And then also, I also have 10 pages more of an offshoot in the same universe but a different character. So I will put those together and tie them into the second book, which I will be writing and then creating.
Okay.
As to when it's going to be published, I don't know. But
Marami po ba kayong ipiprint na copies for Peak of 2025 o limited copies lang for the meantime?
at the moment, I think I only have 150 copies for the convention. And then we'll see how it progresses from there. Depende din eh. So the thing din kasi is that this is of course my first time joining a convention or maybe a Comic-Con for that matter. I'm used to just walking around tapos bibili-bilin tapos titingin-tingin ng what's new. So ayan, hindi ko pa rin masyadong kabisado ang kalakaran. Kailangan ko siyang makita rin how it goes.
Ayan. Pero nabanggit niyo sir earlier na nakapunta na kayo sa mga comics conventions. Ano yung napansin niyo when you went around the comics convention? Ano po ba yun? Comic-Con or Comiket? O anong event po yung napuntahan niyo?
But from before, we would go to minsan mga Comicets din. And then some Comic-Cons. Hindi ko na lang maalala. But I think the last big one na napuntahan ko was Super Manila. Noong December. Ayan, yun yung huli kong
sa may One Ayala. Tama po ba? Doon sa One Ayala. Yeah. Ano siya medyo parang yung centered siya sa Western comics, mga Marvel, DC, toys, di ba? Yung ano. Oo. Kapag Comiket naman, ano siya, mga art prints, stickers, mga original art, tapos may mga comics din na section. Yung Comic-Con po na Comic-Con sa Bayanihan Center or sa way back sa bahay ng alumni, nakatry na po ba kayong nakapunta doon?
Oo, nakapunta rin naman ako. Even nung years ago pa, nakapunta na rin ako. And actually, merong isang maliit na comic book Comic-Con rin ako napuntahan last year yata yon sa may UP Fine Arts naman. Kasi I'm also on the lookout for yung new talent. Kasi natutuwa ako na biglang umusbong yung throughout the years yung industry sa dito sa atin.
Yeah. Saktong-sakto yung paglabas nyo ng Angel La Gorgeous, sir, kasi may International Comics Festival na sa Philippines, yung PICOF. And then, may mga pupunta ditong mga publishers from other countries na pwede nyo siyang i-pitch yung mga gawa nyo. Also, padami na rin yung mga comics creators right now. At hindi lang, sobrang diverse ng mga styles, pati yung mga storytelling. Kaya, yan, magandang maglabas ng comics. Especially sa mga yung sa PICOF, sa Comiket, Comic-Con, ganyan. Sir, balik lang tayo ng sandali doon sa nabanggit nyo kanina na nag-fine arts kayo kasi gusto nyong matutong mag-comics at magsulat ng comics. However, ang naaalala ko dyan, sir, hindi nagtuturo ng comics sa fine arts. Tama po ba?
lalo na sa UP. Kasi tinitrain kami, visual communications kasi major ko. So advertising talaga, natural progression or production. Diba? Lalo na doon, ang pagtuturo kasi ang pagtitrain sa amin is to be conceptual. Hindi masyado sa kamay. Kaya nga sinasabi ko parati sa mga nakausap ko, kung kailan ako nag-fine arts na saka ako natigil mag-drawing kasi hindi siya yung priority. Ayun.
Mm.
Pero doon sa fine arts kasi na meet ko yung mga like-minded friends na mga kabarkada ko. Si Lainey Liu at
Mm.
saka si Luis Suarez yung gumawa ng nag-direct ng RPG Metanoia. Ayan.
Mm.
So si Lainey Liu naman of course of Marvel, di ba?
Yeah,
So yan
superstar yun, sir.
mga blockmates ko yan. And
Mm.
ever since mga idol ko rin sila. Tapos, syempre, many years later, nung nagtatrabaho na ako sa Mahan, Ericsson, doon ko naman na naging office mate si Kadjo Baldissimo.
Sa
Actually,
13.
sa kanya ko na, no, sa kanya ko sa kanila ni Budget ko ano yung kanilang pagiging active sa comics with 13. At the time, nagsisimula pa lang sila, nagpiprint pa lang sila. And then,
Mm.
flash forward 2 years later naman, doon ko naman, nung nasa Publicis Manila naman ako, doon ko naman na-meet yung dalawang Paolo, si Paolo Heras at saka si Paolo Fabregas.
Mm.
Na of course, yung Filipino Heroes League at saka yung Strange Natives. Ayan,
Yeah.
ano kasi binili ko
Ayan.
yung mga
Si Tepay, sir, kilala nyo din. Publicist din yun eh. Tepay Pascual.
masyado na pag no, sandali lang din kasi ako sa Publicis.
Mm. Yeah.
Pero
Nabanggit ko kasi si Tepay sa kasi kasi what about sa sir, sa advertising, saka sa visual communication ng UP? Bakit ang daming comics creators na kumuha ng fine arts tapos Viscom tapos
oo.
napunta sa ahensya tapos nagko-comics din? What do you think is the reason why maraming comics creators from that field?
I guess nagkakataon lang kasi sa batch ko, Mel, meron din mga nagmamangga na nun eh, nung time na yan. And then alam ko nga may mga naging sikat din in that field. I think it's because yung comics is pop art. It's not necessarily art na painting, di ba? So, nagkakataon lang na siguro, like for example, me, hindi ko makita yung painting kasi hindi na as a major for me to hone my talents because it's a different diba? It's a different industry. It's really more yung papunta dito sa side ng commercial arts. So kaya ang feeling ko between the two and that this is my case nung pumipili na ako ng major, it was really towards commercial arts because nandoon nakapasok yung comics, yung science fiction and all that. Sa painting kasi not as it's more on culture ang painting. So I guess that's a natural progression for yung mga bata na gustong na in love sa comics tapos gustong maging magtuloy ng arts.
Dito sa sir, Angela Gorgia na comics. Since this is your first comic book, I assume, pero nag-try na po ba kayo before bago ito o ito lang talaga yung pinaka first comics na nagawa nyo?
Actually, noong bata ako, mahilig na akong gumawa ng mga comics. Pero syempre, not for publishing. I suppose that was yung pinaka parang training ground ko. So, kukuha lang ako ng mga papel na bond paper na tinatapon na nanay ko from yung sa aming business. Tapos yun ang gagamitin ko. I-recycle ko. So I would create stories. So basically, in my head, nandun nangyayari yung kwento. And then i-translate ko lang siya into drawing. Ito lang kasi yung Angela Gorgia that just hit me. Kasi hindi ito talaga yung iniisip kong buuin eh. Kaya lang at the time nahihirapan akong bumuo. Tapos biglang yun nga, noong nakita ko yung apat na figurines na yan. Katabi ng mga action figures. Biglang nagkaroon ng light bulb moment. Parang dire-diretso lang siya. Kasi
Talaga
tuloy-tuloy lang.
ideas are everywhere.
Ah,
So, trial and error yung ano niyo sir, yung paggawa niyo ng comics. Nag-aral kayo ng comics, siguro online tutorials ganyan o nagbabasa kayo ng comics.
ah, hindi. I think it's wala namang talagang ah, tutorial or something official na pinag-aralan ko. I guess it's because ever since I've been collecting comics, ang mga
Mm.
graphic novels, and particularly inaaral ko since nung bata ako how panels are formed, yung storytelling, yung visual narration,
Mm.
and then also in terms of yung pagsha-shadows, uh, white white on black, ayan, ang makikita mo dun sa aking, kasi ang the thing about me is hindi ako magaling mag-crosshatch. So naturally, nag-gravitate ako towards the Frank Millers, this world.
Mm.
Ayan yung mga Sin City, si Scott McDaniels na run
Mm.
niya for Batman, yung solid blacks lang, walang halos cross-stitch. And then in terms of storytelling, uh, kasi I started with, after Super Friends, I started with comics ng Teen Titans. And then
Mm.
eventually, uh, New Mutants na naging X-Force. So, inaral ko yung how the panels are being uh, are being drawn and being written, frame per frame. So, I guess yun lang yung uh, I guess it's
Self-study. Oo.
study ako.
Mm. Kasi karamihan din ng mga kakilala kong nagko-comics self-study din. Pero ngayon may mga ano na rin kasi comics workshop. Si Comiket meron siyang comics creators workshop.
Yes.
Nakakapag-produce din sila ng mga comics. Pero before that talaga sariling aral ng kung paano mag-comics talaga eh. Kasi parang ako, natuto akong mag-comics from reading Funny Comics, Culture Crush
Funny
Comics,
comics.
ganyan. Oo. So, nung bata kayo, sir, ano yung mga comics na binabasa nyo? Nagbasa rin ba kayo ng mga local comics o...
Oo naman. Hindi mawawala yung buti binanggit mo yung Funny Comics. Hindi yan
Mm.
mawawala sa bahay. And then also I enjoy how yung mga syempre yung dyaryo dadating na dito every morning, di ba? Wala na kasi mga
Mm.
dyaryo ngayon. Tapos,
Opo.
ang unang-unang kukunin namin is yung
Comics
font
page.
page, di ba? Yung comics
Mm.
page. Tapos, I always marvel at how in 3, 4, 5 panels na itawid na yung kwento. So, yun. And then, of course, nung medyo na ako, high school na ba ako nun? Mga early school, high school. Yung Polgas, of course.
Mm.
When I
Pugad
started
Baboy.
Polgas, yung Pugad Baboy, uh, you would buy yung mga volumes ni Mr. Paul. So,
Mm.
ayan. And also, nasa newspaper din yung Polgas kasi, di ba? So,
Mm.
that would be something that we would look into. Pero yung Funny Comics talaga, sina Superdog,
Mm.
sina Bartagol, and
Si Sir Ronnie Santiago.
uh,
Yeah. Pagpunta nyo sa Pick-Off, sir, baka pumunta doon for sure pupunta doon si Sir Paul Medina ng Pugad Baboy. Ah, mm. In terms of creating the comics, sir, since ito yung first na ipapublish nyo for Pick-Off, have you encountered any challenges in writing the story or in terms of artwork na hindi nyo pa nalaman before nyo ginawa yung comics? Parang na-realize nyo, ang hirap palang mag-panel, ang hirap palang mag-isip ng story, ganun. May mga ganun ba kayong realization?
yeah, to a certain degree, ang daming revisions. Like, siyempre when isusulat ko siya, biglang, ay sa next panel, hindi na nag-make ng sense. So, kailangan ko siyang i-rewrite. So, kailangan ko talagang i-identify frame by frame per panel, ay frame by frame per page doon sa aking script bago ko ilipat sa pagdodrawing. Kasi yung sa pagdodrawing, for some reason, I already know it. Alam ko na kung saan ipupwesto yung mga uh, characters at saka kung ano yung flow niya. So wala akong masyadong problema sa pagdodrawing. I think I guess Mel, ang malaking nakatulong dyan is because since in the advertising industry, ang dami ko na nagawang commercials. Lahat yun may storyboards.
Yes
So
po.
alam ko na, nakikita ko na yung story from ano yung kailangan ng close-up, ano yung kailangan mag-pull out, ano yung kailangan mag-establish. So it's a little bit easy in my head. Ang mas mahirap talaga is to write it because you have to make sure na each page makes sense. So doon ako nagkaroon ng challenge. And until last year nga, when ni-revisit ko to, I saw a lot of inconsistencies. So I had to rewrite a lot of the pages as well. Parang hindi na nag-make ng sense. And also may mga ibang bagay na sinulat ako noon na not necessarily pwede pa rin sabihin ngayon kasi diba, medyo may sa woke culture na.
Woke culture, oo.
Mag-ingat-ingat ka na.
Yun yung problema nga eh. Parang ang hirap nang maglabas ngayon ng anything. Sabihin nila, political ito. Ganyan. Meron kang pinapatamaan kahit ang totoo, wala naman. Nagkataon lang. Yun din yung sabi ni Sir Paul Medina ng Pugad Baboy. Parang ito yung pumapatay sa creativity sa yung woke culture. Kasi nahihirapan na pati yung mga comedians na maglabas ng mga jokes. So, in terms of writing comics, sir, meron ba kayong mga influences? Yung mga fina-follow nyo na you think influence you in writing this story? May mga, or ano ba yung mga media na kino-consume nyo? Maybe movies or books?
So, most of the media naman na kino-consume ko apart from comics is syempre yung movies. And a big follower of the Star Wars series. And the thing about me is that I'm a big kasi DC fan. Although finalo ko yung X-Men din for a bit, yung run na Chris Claremont, I'm really a huge, simula nung nakita ko si Batman, puro Batman. So that's why nung Dark Knight Returns, that was it for me. So si Frank Miller, yan ang mga favorite ko. And then also from the Teen Titans, si Marvel. So the way kasi na yung the way they write in terms of parang medyo may konting crime mystery type of scenario. Yun yung gusto ko. Yun yung approach na i-try ko i-emulate because that is where really ako nag-learn. Not much of the serious ones like the Sandman series. Although I enjoy reading them to a certain extent, but nandun talaga ako sa action lore. So yan yung mga sinusundan kong mga writers. And ang one note, and ito naalala ko yung mga kabarkada ko ng college would make fun of me. A big pivotal point would be nung nilabas, nung pumasok si Rob Liefeld sa New Mutants, and then eventually nag-X-Men siya. That was really a big because doon talaga yung interest ko, that was the nag-peak yung interest ko. And I really wanted to. I actually tried yata na mag-email sa Marvel or mga agents sa States, but they would give me rejections and all that. Kasi I think what they were looking for was someone who could copy art styles of yung mga sikat. I suppose doon naman nagsistart lahat ng mga bago. But then the creator in me was just too strong. Yung pride na ayoko, bakit ko gagayahin yung scenario ng sarili art style. So yun, kaya hindi siya talaga nag-fly.
Medyo iba rin yung gusto sa mga DC Marvel ganyan na kapag hindi sellable yung style, na present hindi nila masyadong gusto. Ang gusto nila yung, ewan ko, paiba-iba rin eh. Mas
Oo.
ano na ngayon, si Marvel mas open sa mga styles. Parang si DC kasi ang gusto niya yung traditional pa rin na highly rendered, mga David Finch, ganyan, Jim Lee. Parang ganun pa rin yung gusto nila eh.
Meron akong gustong artist ngayon
So,
doon. Nagagalingan ako si Jorge Jimenez. Galing.
oo, magaling yun. So, marami, I assume sir, marami kayong collection ng comics dyan kasi ang tagal nyo nang nagko-collect. O
Well,
nakatago
marami
lang?
nakatago. Marami-rami, pero well, like, puro hindi, well, ayan, as I mentioned, Sin City,
Mm-mm.
yan. Kasi nga, inaaral ko yung mga, like, yung solid blacks and then yung play niya on the shadows lang, di ba? I have, well, as I mentioned, yung number 1 ng X-Force. Returns. Nakatago pa yung iba, pero well, kasi bungi-bungi yung Teen Titans nung bata ako.
Oo.
Love na love ko yung kaya noong lumabas yung Teen Titans Go, syempre kahit kasabay mo na yung anak mo nanonood, nakakatuwa pa rin kasi doon ako lumabas.
Interesting sir, kanina nagbabrowse ako ng Facebook ko. Nakita ko yung isang post ni Sir Romeo Tanghal. I think siya yung inker ng ng Teen Titans. Baka yung run na yan.
Oo, tama. Oo.
Alive pa rin and kicking si Sir Romeo Tanghal. Sana makapunta siya sa Pilipinas para yung mga old masters, Sir Henry, na ano nyo ba, na nakapag-influence ba sa inyo? Halimbawa, Alex Nino, sila Redondo, Coaching, ganyan. Familiar ba kayo sa ganong side ng Pinoy comics?
Familiar in a way that for a time din, pagka merong available, for example, mga Dark, Travelo, I would read it. Pero hindi ako yung actively nung time na yun, bibilhin ko siya when I see it sa bangkit. But familiar ako doon sa art style prevalent noong panahon na yun.
Oo, kasi sobrang gaganda talaga ng mga drawings nila nung 50s, 40s, 60s. Tapos pagdating ng 80s, 90s, nakabuo sila ng style na mabilis. Simplified yung style pero ganun pa rin yung itsura. Medyo realistic pa din.
Magaling yung style.
Ayun. So, how much po yung Angel Lagordia na book sa peak of 2025?
So right now I am selling the book 300.
300 pesos. Ayun. And yun, limited copies lang everyone. So bili kayo ng Angel Lagordia sa peak of 2025. So both days naman po nandun kayo, sir, no?
Yes.
Saturday and
Sunday.
Sana
lang ay mag-cash yung stock.
Oo. Yeah. Sana ma-sold out, sir, para masundan ka agad yung pinaplano nyo na
hopefully sana magbilang Angel ka, pun intended.
Oo nga. Pun intended. Nung sir, binabasa ko tong preview pages nitong Angel Lagordia. Tapos earlier nabanggit nyo na kakilala nyo sila Sir Cadjo Baldissimo and Sir Budgetan. May parang may nakita akong parallel na kasi crime scene din. So si Trece ganun din, crime scene. Tapos mga supernatural din. Nagkataon lang ba yun, sir, na medyo may parallel yung parang premise?
I guess in a way, yes, there's a similarity to it, but The difference is that ito kasi the characters are not really, and if you read into it, hindi kasi siya based on Filipino lore, but
Mm.
it's more of a lot of the things that we see around. Like for example, eventually there will be characters na nakuha ko from. It's based on yung mga figurines that we see at home.
Mm.
So kaya medyo tumatawid siya siguro to Philippine folklore, but
Mm.
not necessarily. And ito kasi the way this is crafted, I read this interview one time many years ago, when he said that when you write your when you create your characters, you have your start, you create your start, and then you have the end in mind already.
Mm.
Parang in between mo is diba, is going
Mm.
to be rich with possibilities. So for Angela Gordia kasi, without giving away a lot of things, although nasa summary naman siya, they were from another world. And then
Mm.
all of a sudden, napunta sila sa Pilipinas. But this world kasi, where they came from, lahat sila masamang nilala. And si Angela Gordia kasi has found it so that kailangan kong maging mission na kunin sila na. Kasi para hindi masira itong napakagandang mundo kung saan
Mm.
kami lahat nagland. So that's where I suppose yung similarity with and where this becomes sort of like a
Mm.
police drama more than
Mm.
um, a police, di ba si Suprese is more of like a supernatural police. But this one is
Oh.
really more of a solid criminal type gang
Mm.
violence. Kung ano yung nami-mirror niya yung kung ano yung nakikita rin natin sa nangyayari ngayon sa Pilipinas.
Mm.
Na yung kaya pala ganito kasi may connection siya dun sa tao sa gobyerno, may connection siya sa masasamang sindikato, ganyan. Yun yung
Mm.
I guess that's for
Ayun.
the separation.
Mm.
But syempre, when you see kasi yung parang itsura nila yung mga ibang characters dito sa lugar na ito, para silang mga monsters. And that's because doon sa universe nila, iba-iba yung itsura nila.
Mm.
Unlike sa atin na pare-pareho tayo.
Mm.
So yun.
In terms of sa character design naman, sir, kasi nabanggit nyo from the figurines, di ba? Yung mga monsters, syempre, iba-iba yung itsura niyan and they can look anything. Paano kayo naghanap ng ideas for the monsters na lumabas dito sa libro?
So most of yung mga kalaban niya, admitted, since mga extra lang siya, they aren't
Mm.
necessarily from and that was of course the flaw of yung storytelling when I was writing it back then. I could have uh, looked through pala gone through yung plethora of characters sa buong mundo, which I am doing now.
Mm.
Like for example, di ba yung mga statwa ng sun god, Egyptian, di ba?
Mm.
So pwede yun, diba? Or yung mga uh, like I'm developing these characters na kaano sila magkapatid na lion dogs sa China. So di ba may
Mm.
mga so in terms of yung characters there now, yung main ones, yung apat na main characters would probably be the only ones at the moment na talagang galing doon sa mga figurines. But the rest. But I guess you'll have to read through everything to understand
Mm.
why that is so.
Yeah. Mm. Yan, sir. About ano naman ito, tanong regarding sa pagko-comics kasi maganda naman na yung trabaho nyo sa advertising. So maganda naman yung diyan, income. Pero why do you still love creating comics kahit na ah, puso, mahirap mag-isip ng ideas, mahirap magsulat ng stories, mahirap maghanap ng time i-drawing every day. Why do you think you want to create ano, what makes you go on?
Uh, yeah, maganda yung question mo, Mel. The thing kasi with me is, I suppose I was, and like most comic book artists and writers, or most creatives naman, parang there's an unending thirst to create. Parang hindi enough yung ginagawa mo lang now. Kailangan may something else. And lalo na ako kasi I tend to multitask. Like for example, I tell people nga, halimbawa nanonood ako ng show sa Netflix, hindi pwedeng, or any streaming app, hindi pwedeng yun lang yung ginagawa ko. Kailangan either nagsiscroll ako sa YouTube, or ano ako, window shop sa Shopee or wherever. Tapos apart from that, nasa tabi ko yung trabaho. So hindi kaya ng brain ko yung isang bagay lang. It has to be thinking of something else as well na kasabay. So I suppose yung thing about me, I don't know about other creatives, is that and I suppose it's the same thing kasi I have friends also who are like me, na hindi enough yung work lang, but there has to be some other creative outlet. And lalo na ito, it has always been a dream to come up with a comic book and publish one. So ayan, yun yung I suppose yung the thing that makes me pursue it.
Ano yung feeling nyo, sir, nung nahawakan nyo na yung libro? For the first time, for the longest time, you want to create the comics, and then finally, ito na. Naalala nyo pa ba kung ano yung feeling na nahawakan nyo yung bagong comics?
Sobrang saya. So the very first one, ayan, naka-frame na siya, yung prototype. Tapos, meron akong kaibigan sa States na pinabili ko nung sa Amazon, kasi pwede kang bumili ng hard copy sa Amazon dito. Tapos pinapadala ko sa kanya yung dalawa. Naka-frame na sila. So, hanggang ngayon, masaya pa rin ako na pag-gising ko. Tapos nakikita ko na sila dyan. Finally, nailabas ko. Ang saya ng feeling. Hindi pa nawawala yung feeling.
Oo. Kasi iba yung iba yung nagbabasa ka ng comics na created by other people, and iba yung feeling kapag ikaw yung mismo nag-produce ng sarili mong creation.
Yes.
What's your sir, ultimate dream for these comics? Gusto nyo rin po bang parang katulad ng ibang mga properties na na-translate sa ibang bansa, ma-translate sa movie, or yung parang sa Shasha Saturna naging play, naging movie, ganyan. Tapos ngayon may animation na.
Yes. Actually, good question. Kasi I didn't think it was possible until lumabas yung klase na cartoon, di ba? So, simula nung lumabas yun, napanood ko, it's like, what if bigla ka na ngayon mag-iisip ng, and of course, as I say this, to answer your question, yes, I'm excited if it does happen, na somebody picks it up and translates it to another form of media. Maybe somebody gets interested, tapos gawin siyang TV series, why not? Or gawin siyang cartoon, or at the very least translate it to another language, or maybe just really publish it out there. But the goal right now, of course, is for it to be available sa mga bookshelves ng bookstores. Yan ang dream ko at the moment. Yung pinaka baseline dream.
Yan. Madali na lang yan, sir, basta you are partnered with Comiket. Yan, sila nang bahalang mag-distribute ng books. Kasi alam ko nakakapasok na rin sila sa mga fully book, ganyan, may mga naka-display na doon. Ayun. So, final question, Sir Henry. Ito lagi kong tinatanong sa ibang mga comics creators, lalo na sa inyo na first time makagawa ng comics. What do you advice to aspiring comics creators na meron silang mga idea pero hindi nila matapos-tapos, hindi sila makapagsimula sa paggawa ng sarili nilang comics?
Yes, ayun. I suppose what advice I could give is when you have an idea already, you stick to it kasi it's going to be frustrating at times. Um, it's easy when I say na when I said na parang dire-diretso lang siya nung naisip ko. But yung actual struggle to put in page by page, medyo matagal din siya. So just stick to it because minsan kasi sa gitna pa lang nag-give up ka na. But when you do, then sayang naman yung opportunity to and of course, siguro ang second one would be yung sinabi ko kanina. Already have the end in mind para alam mo kung saan papunta yung kwento. So alam mo na rin kung paano mo siya sisimulan, ano yung kaya yung gitna, ano kaya yung pwede mangyari sa kanya. So yeah, that's a good advice, of course.
Yun. Thank you very much, Sir Henry, for that wonderful advice. Kasi may mga ibang creators na maganda yung idea nila sa umpisa, pero they don't know what the ending will be. Kaya doon sila nahihirapan, doon sila naliligaw. Kaya may mga comic series na bigla na lang nag-stop sa gitna and then wala na, hindi na nila nabalikan. Kasi hindi nila naisip yung yung ending eh. So sa simula pa lang, dapat meron ka ng ending.
Yep.
Yeah. Ayun. Sir, where can we follow your works? Itong comics, I know na ilalabas nyo to sa Pikoff, but after Pikoff, where can we find your books?
At the moment, wala pa. I suppose the closest that you could have is if you have a Kindle device, it's available on Amazon. Yun pa lang. Yung physical book, wala pa siya at the moment. We'll work on it. Who knows, baka pagkatapos nitong Pikoff, then we'll get some deals here and there. But at the moment, it's available sa Amazon via Kindle.
Yun. Do you have social media, Sir Henry, where you post artworks from the comics or your mga personal artworks nyo? O ano lang? Mga personal ano lang talaga?
Wala pa. Personal lang. But I suppose they could follow me sa Instagram. Just look for me there. I would post yung mga toys ko. Nahilig kasi ako sa mga figures. Sometimes yung mga drawings but not as much.
Ayun. Okay, sir, ito final question na talaga. Kasi nabanggit nyo kanina na mahilig kayo sa Star Wars. So, I am just curious, what's your opinion about the current state of the Star Wars? Ano talaga parang pinipiga kasi nila ng content yung Star Wars. Parang sabi ko, maybe sobra na. Ano yung opinion nyo sa mga movies na recently na lumabas? Kasi balita ko yung Andor maganda pero yung mga iba not as much.
Good question. So, siyempre, sobrang excited ko nung si Disney Plus nilalabas nila yung isa-isa, di ba? I think the only one I finished was Mandalorian. Pero nung yung mga sumunod na, kasi nagbinabasa ko rin yung mga reviews. Some friends would say maganda, some would say hindi. Pero ako, ang feeling ko, na water down eh. Kasi talagang minimilk na minimilk na sa dry, na nagsasuffer na yung continuity. So, I think I belong to yung solid na yung mga Lucas stories. Doon pa rin ako nag-gravitate towards. Hindi ko pa rin masyadong appreciate yung, although there were some, like of course yung Rogue One, sobrang maganda yun eh. But yung iba hindi ko na talaga rin masakyan, kaya hindi ko na rin pinapanood.
Ayun. Kasi curious lang talaga ako na maganda naman talaga yung original trilogy. Pero yung nung naging Disney na siya, tapos yun, hindi ko na rin masyadong nasundan yung iba kasi nababalitaan ko hindi rin kasi masayang panoorin. Kapag streaming kasi napansin ko kapag nilabas nila sa streaming platform, ini-stretch nila, hindi na katulad noon na kino-concise nila yung story at maganda siyang panoorin. Ngayon parang ini-stretch nila ng todo para mas matagal kang manood.
Sobra
Ayun.
akong meron. Sobra akong Darth Vader.
Oo nga. Nagko-cosplay ba kayo, sir? Hindi. Ano yung holy grail nyo, sir, na na Star Wars memorabilia or toy or comics na meron kayo?
I think it's yung kasi ako masyadong so between Star Wars and Batman pa rin talaga kasi like if I move my camera there, yung dami kong Batmobile sa mga Batman doon. But for Star Wars, I suppose it's pinaka-memorable ko na lang now kasi na-ibenta ko na rin yung iba would be yung Kylo Ren ko na lang na natuwa kasi ako na naipangalan siya nung nickname ko. So, yung pangalan ko nung bata. Or maybe ito na rin, Darth Vader na to, lalagyan ko ng mga gamit.
Ayun. So, sorry na we digress. Balikan natin yung Angela Gorgia. Please support local comics creators, especially itong mga lalabas sa PICOF 2025. Sa darating na July 5 to 6, Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Mega Trade Hall. Ayan. So, yung Angela Gorgia Comics. Yan. Sir, for para mapagbigyan nyo kami dito sa interview series ng Indie Comics Podcast. And ayun.
It's my honor
na lang po
in your podcast. Thank you.
Thank you sa mga nanood. For HK Lantang nag-comment. Hi guys. Hi RH. Yan, pupunta din siya sa event. Yan, thank you sir. Yan. See you all sa event. Thank you comics people. And yan, see you sa next episode ng Indie Comics Podcast.